Hopefully you can hear me. It's really windy out today, but we just got done moving the pigs. Well, Eldridge fell asleep back there. So Henry's out here helping me water the orchard. It's super hazy out. I don't know if you can see the mountains, or not the mountains, I wouldn't call them mountains. The hills over there are usually super clear, and everything is just super smoky today. So anyways, we're not going to stay out here too long today, but the trees still got to get watered, and I just got the garden watered, but thought I would do a little garden update. I tried this a couple days ago and got too busy to finish. Alright, come on. Can I water this Do you want to take it down to that one over there? That tree is there. Look at Mom. Turn around. Grab this. Go carry it to that tree over there. Nope, look. Look at Mama. Look at me. Go take it to that one. Yep, that one. Go take it down there. You can do it. Pull hard. There you go. Keep going. You can do it. Nope, pull it up and water the tree. Can you pull hard? Okay, come on. There you go. There you go. Good job. This is one of our plum trees. I think it's a Santa Rosa plum. Let's see here. Yep, Santa Rosa plum. They seem to be doing really well. They didn't have any problem with the frost that we had last time, and they haven't lost any leaves. They had some blossoms when I first transplanted them, but I pulled them all off because you want the trees to establish good roots the first couple years. So next year I probably won't let them fruit either, and we'll probably wait till like the third year before that happens, just to make sure that they root out pretty good, especially since like this spring we saw there was a lot of water in the ground. When Brady dug up all the holes, there was a lot of standing water, so I'm just a little bit worried about root rot, and I just want to make sure that they get a healthy root system going before letting them produce anything. So anyways, Henry's apparently stuck. Are you stuck?
No.
Can you get your foot out? Uh-oh. Get your boot. Good job. Get your toes in. These are our Honeycrisp apples, which are one of my favorites. And they actually are doing good. This one I was really concerned about because the deer got to it, and it actually pushed out a whole bunch of new leaves. So it's actually looking really good. And then our other one over here is still looking pretty good. I planted out a bunch of Brady's grapes. I'm still not 100% convinced they're alive. Some of these look like they're actually pushing out some little buds right here, but I'm not 100%. So if they don't work out this year, then we'll plant up some new ones next year. Is that one almost done? Do you want to go water this one up here? You want to pick it up and go that way? He says, I see Dad. Now I really have to help. He's been ignoring me. Okay, go this way, up to this tree. Yep, take it to that one.
Smell the smoke in the air?
It's so smoky, yeah. Brady ended up taking the boys up to the house because it's just getting so smoky. So I'll just finish up here. I planted out those blackberries I got a couple months ago. They still haven't grown a whole lot. Plus I need to come out here and weed. But this is it here. I have 3 of them. And then the raspberries, I have a few of them that did really good. And then some of them, I just have something coming out and constantly digging in them, and so I'm hoping they'll come back, but we'll see. Otherwise, a couple of them did really well, and so they're all coming up. And like this one looks really good, but then like this one doesn't. And I know something dug into them the first week that I planted them, so I guess we'll see what happens. But otherwise, the orchard's all watered. Got a little bit of a mess to clean up, and we'll see how Brady's grapes do this year. But we're gonna head up to the garden and go see what it looks like. So if you remember from my last video, I planted a bunch of potatoes in these first 2 rows here. I can't see where I'm at. Let's see, those 2 rows. And then I actually had ordered a bunch of asparagus. They were all on sale at Stark Bros. And so I ordered 50 asparagus, and I ended up just planting them between the potato rows. That way, when the potatoes are done next year, I can plant up some more asparagus in those 2 rows when we expand the garden. And then I'll just have a permanent bed of like 100 to 150 asparagus, which should feed our family in theory. Again, it takes about 3 years to get decent sized stalks off of them that you can actually harvest, but I like to get them started the first year just so that, you know, I'm not sitting here in 2 years going, oh, I should have really planted those, and now I still gotta wait another 3 years. So the potatoes are starting to come up. You can kind of see where the ground cracks, you know that they're gonna come up here. But these are, I want to say they were some kind of white potato that were similar to russets, and so they're all just starting to come up and they're looking good so far. The next row of potatoes are those blue potatoes, which I'm super excited about because the boys will love blue mashed potatoes, but their foliage is this darker purple. Actually didn't notice the blue potatoes even coming up for a couple days because they look like wood chips because they're so dark. But you can kind of see down here where once they start coming up, they start turning green. So those are all coming up. Most of those are actually already up. So there's still a few of the white potatoes I'm waiting for, but they all seem to be doing good. And then today I was showing Brady the garden and noticed that I had an asparagus pop up, which was kind of surprising because I just planted them like a week and a half ago, and it's right here, which is super exciting. It's like one of our favorite vegetables in our house. In one of the first videos I showed that I planted the asparagus and strawberries up by the driveway, and I think I'm gonna actually move them out here to the garden. So I had also ordered 50 strawberry starts that were all on sale too, and so they're in pots up on the deck, and I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put those. But anyways, the carrots are coming up. They're a little inconsistent if you can see them here. There's a couple little ones down here, but apparently I was a little heavy-handed here because they're all there. But the other thing is that my dill didn't come up, and so neither did my beans, my green beans. And someone down the road had a bunch of tomato and pepper starts for sale for cheap that they had grown, and so I went and picked up a whole bunch more tomatoes, so that way we can can this winter and hopefully do like tomato sauce and marinara and stuff like that. So We're gonna get some trellis systems set up for these guys. I know I haven't planted really close together, but I'm not working with a lot of space. And then all the onions started standing up and are actually doing well too. So I guess we'll see how they do. I ended up replacing some of the peppers that the deer ate off and put some more tomatoes down here. I still only have 3 of the sweet peppers because the deer chomped the tops of some of them. And then these are all bell peppers. It's so windy. My zucchini is all up. I'll probably end up thinning some of these. And then this row is cucumbers, which are all, oh, that wind. That wind is just blowing in more and more smoke. It's just getting so hazy. We'll try to get this finished up if you guys can hear me, but all the cucumbers are up. They all look pretty good. The other thing is the corn all came up and it's doing good so far. And then of course I planted watermelon down here. I end up planting more seeds than is necessary just because I'm not sure if they're going to germinate. So I'll probably dig these up and spread them out. But these are watermelon. And then this row was watermelon, cantaloupe, and some kind of honeydew. And so those are all up really thick. The last 3 rows are acorn squash and spaghetti squash. And then of course pumpkin pie pumpkins, or sugar pie pumpkins. And then just regular jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. And these ones were the first ones to pop up, so they're actually already getting their true leaves on them. And they look good. So same thing with these. I planted more than necessary, but I can spread these out. They'll still be a little crowded, but it's just kind of the way it's going to be this year. Next year we'll definitely expand this garden, make it a lot bigger. But anyway, so far I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy that the wood chips are doing their job. All that cardboard took care of the weeds for me so far. There's only been a few little weeds that I have to come back in and pull, but otherwise this is like the easiest garden I've had in a while. So the other thing is that I planted our grapes at the back. I ended up replacing this one. It's a Concord grape. We're gonna build like a fence trellis system back here for them. Oof, that wind. But they're actually doing pretty good. So they're pushing out leaves. The dog chewed these off. Seems to be the story of my life. But they're putting out new leaves, so I think they'll be okay. So that's our garden. It's the first week of June. Tomorrow's actually Colt's birthday. He's super excited. We're gonna go celebrate this weekend. But I figured I would do maybe a garden update. Try to do it at the beginning of each month. I don't want to do it too often because that seems boring, but once a month I think we'll be able to see like full progress. So anyways, this is it. It's looking good so far. It's so much smaller than what I usually plant. Next year we're planting a lot bigger. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to show you was the herb bed up here. I made the mistake of hanging our bird feeder above it, and I knew better, but I really wanted them up by the house. And all the seed dropped into the bed, of course, and popped up stuff everywhere. But just going slowly through it and pulling it all out. So you can see like in this area here, there's just little stuff popping up everywhere. So I'm gonna have to go through, pull it all out, mulch it, and see if we can't smother it. I did pop some chamomile in here. I've never planted before, so I'm excited for that. I put a couple of them in here. The rhubarb's doing really well. This is, I believe this was oregano. Yeah, I think it's oregano. It's doing good. Chives are doing good. The basil's a little rough. I'm not sure it's getting enough sunlight, and that might be why. We have this bull pine right above this bed, but I think it'll be okay. I did seed out some, so all the little seeds popping up are basil. Well, some of them. Some of this is just from the the bird feeder. But anyways, rosemary's back there, thyme and sage, and then the other rhubarb is doing pretty good. The other thing is I planted a bunch of cilantro in here. So, and then I just wanted to show this. This is my favorite. This is what Brady and the boys got me for my birthday, is wisteria, which is my favorite flower. And I've never had one live long enough without the kids or the dogs destroying it to actually get blooms on it. So I'm really excited about that. And then if you remember in one of our first videos, I potted up a bunch of roses I got from a wholesaler, and so 2 of these are going to be out by the garden area. They're going to be on an archway over the gate. That'll go into the garden when we get it done. And so they went from tiny little bare roots to just really big. So they're looking really great. And then these, I got a whole bunch of pine needles in them, but these are all those bare root strawberries I planted up probably like a week and a half ago, and they're already leafing out and doing awesome. So these will all pop through. They've all got green on them. They just need a little bit of time and they'll put out leaves too. But these will get planted somewhere. I don't really know. I maybe keep buying plants and not actually knowing where I'm going to put them. But I'd rather have them and figure out a temporary spot if I need to, so that I can figure out a better spot next year, and already have them like rooted out and doing fairly well, than have to start all new next year. So anyways, got a good deal on these from Stark Bros also. But anyways, I think that's it. Oh, last thing, my dahlia cuttings are doing amazing, also covered in pine needles. I pulled up a couple of these and they're already putting out roots, and I think I'll probably get tubers off of them this year, which will be awesome. Some of these I just planted up. Not sure how long they'll do well or if they'll put out tubers, but if anything, they'll put out flowers this year. So that's it as far as like vegetables and fruits and stuff. The other thing is that I'm still waiting on my dahlias to pop up, just because we got them planted last week. And I'm kind of getting to see what's coming up around here that was already planted, which is awesome. So some of the things are these Siberian irises, which are all over by our pathway, and they're just so pretty. And then I've got all these bearded irises, but only one came up, or one flowered, and so I think I'll have to thin this out next year. I don't think maybe it gets enough sunlight. And then the last thing is I have this giant peony bush, which I wish you could see how big it is, and it's pushing out buds. They're super sticky. This should bloom probably next week, and I'm really excited. I'm hoping I can split this up this fall and plant some of it up by the cut flowers so I can use them for next year. All of these Siberian irises, they're so pretty. We got hostas, and then this bed's kind of turning into a mess just because some of the stuff's dying back. So it had daffodils in it and a lot of lily of the valley, and now it's got a bunch of lilies popping through. It's also got all of this grass in it, so all that needs to come out. This was some kind of yellowing herb, and I don't remember what it was called. But anyways, you can see all these lilies are starting to push through, so I'm super excited to see those. But yeah, I think that's it. Otherwise, our cut flower bed is up on the hillside here. I don't know if you can see it that well. Anyways, I still got to fill the third bed up. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But anyways, that's it. That's what's growing around here. I'd show you the asparagus and strawberries that I planted a few weeks ago, but it's a giant weedy mess too. So I'll get that fixed up. Anywho, oh, we also have this really pretty spirea bushes up by the house. They're actually covered in aphids, though. I noticed yesterday when Colt was getting off the bus, like this, it's just completely covered in aphids. I don't know if you can see those. So gross. If anything, I'm kind of hoping the aphids will just stick to this bush and stay out of my garden. If not, I'll probably order some ladybugs or lacewing flies. You can get them on Amazon, and I've shipped them in before, and then I just release them around the property, and I mean, they usually seem to help out pretty well. I guess we'll just see how big the aphid pressure is on the plants this year. But anywho, that's it. That's all. We're gonna go inside and stay out of the smoke for a while because it's pretty bad. I guess it's supposed to be bad for a few days. Oh, is that a snake? What is that, Finn? There's a snake, Henry. Look. Look. He's chasing it. Gross. Gross. Good grief.
What?
There's a snake.
Hey.
Yeah, you see it?
No, big.
Yeah, there's a snake.